weekend, construction chaos all around Robbinsdale,
I believe there's 7 current projects going on right now,
causing headaches and illegal driving maneuvers. Plus, are garage sales a thing of the past? While that may not be the case, the way of handling them is changing. But first, a city festival's future up in the air. Why Brooklyn Park Council members want to see changes made to Tater Daze. 12 News Weekend starts right now.
Hello everyone, and thanks for joining us on 12 News Weekend. Brooklyn Park City officials want to see Tater Daze, the city's annual summer festival, continue, but only if significant changes are made. That was the takeaway from a city council work session this week. As Cassie Bonstrom reports, keeping the tradition alive comes down to public safety.
Tater Daze has been a Brooklyn Park summer staple for 51 years. But City Council member Rich Gates says this year's event was nothing to write home about.
I've heard nothing good about the parade on Saturday. Nothing.
He spoke at a work session Monday to his fellow City Council members, public safety officials, and the festival chairs.
I'm sorry, it pissed me off because that's not what Brooklyn Park is.
They gathered to discuss this year's festival, what worked and what didn't.
We do need a refresh here, and there are some things that we need to do.
Organizers worked all year to plan a variety of fun events, live music, games, a carnival, and of course, the annual parade.
During the day, it was a great family-friendly event.
But it was what happened at night that had many worried. Groups of rowdy teens looking for trouble.
She came up to me after we were done with the root beer floats, and she's like, "We gotta leave. I'm scared." And that was her first impression of Brooklyn Park.
The group agreed that changes are necessary and brainstormed ideas, among them shortening the festival, moving the parade back to Thursday, and enforcing a curfew.
There was a lot of conversation about what makes a family-friendly event, what type of music we have, what's the dress code, if we should have things like dress codes.
No final decisions were made, but all agreed it is a tradition that's worth fighting for.
I think the consensus was Tater Daze is here to stay, but what can we do to make sure that we create a safe, family-friendly event that we can all enjoy?
Cassie Bonstrom with that report. The Tater Daze Committee is expected to present a plan with proposed changes to the City Council in early October. A push to save the historic Terrace Theater in Robbinsdale is picking up steam. The group behind the effort says the building would be eligible for the National Register of Historic Places. Such a listing would provide potential grant funding to renovate the building, which has sat empty for the past 15 years. Getting on the register, however, requires many steps. One hiccup is it requires cooperation from the property owner, Brixmore, and that hasn't happened yet.
They told me again that there is somebody who is interested in the building, whether that is the building specific or the entire mall complex down there, they would not say. So they're really not, they're giving me very, very little information at this point.
The Save the Terrace group would like to turn the building into a multi-use facility that could include a place to watch a movie or live theater. Robbinsdale is certainly seeing its fair share of road construction this summer. As Sonia Goins reports, all the jackhammering and orange cones have left some drivers confused and even resorting to breaking the law.
By now, Robbinsdale residents are getting accustomed to hearing construction noise.
We haven't seen this many different projects going on at one time.
Robin Verkinnis is a senior engineering technician for the city.
I believe there's 7 current projects going on right now.
Some roads have 2 different projects going on at the same time, like the one on County Road 9.
The Joint Waters Commission, they're replacing their line that has had 2 failures in the last several years.
This colorful map shows some of the current road projects.
The light blue, that's our city project that we're doing, just a reconstruction of street and utilities.
And of course, all the road construction means detours, like this one on 36 and Noble.
It says road closed through traffic. So if you don't live here, there's no reason to be coming down here.
A lot of drivers are blowing past the detour.
As soon as one car goes, 10 more follow. Here we go, we've got a whole nother line coming down.
Car after car ignored the detour signs, even though Officer Annie Fa was in plain sight.
What they're doing is they're passing the first set of signs, coming straight on through, and then coming to where the actual closure is and having nowhere to go.
There are dead-end streets on both sides. Drivers who disobeyed the signs are left stuck and confused.
How do I get to North Memorial from here?
To North Memorial, you need to follow the detour signs at Noble.
I want to go on France.
To France? Yep, same thing. So go back to Noble and follow the detour signs around. All right. So if you go down 36 here to Noble Avenue.
We even saw some drivers who were actually blowing through the road closed signs, ending up here where crews are working on a sewer system. That's actually a 30-foot hole there.
It's actually a misdemeanor, which is considered an arrest.
But there is some light at the end of the road. Winter is around the corner.
When the snow flies and you have to start worrying about driving in the snow, then all the construction will be done.
In Robbinsdale, Sonia Goins, 12 News.
Robbinsdale police are stepping up patrols in detour areas to enforce the speed limits there. In our weekend review, police say a child found wandering along a busy Brooklyn Park street was a big miscommunication between parents. Neighbors spotted 3-year-old Mikey running down 84th Avenue toward West Broadway wearing just a diaper. Police say the mother had left for work and the child snuck out the door attempting to follow her. Police called the incident an accident and the child is back home safe. A new age-enhanced photo was released this week, calling attention to a missing persons case in Maple Grove. Amy Sue Pagnac disappeared 26 years ago. She would be 39 years old now. Despite all the years gone by, Maple Grove police continue to actively investigate, and they have a new lead detective for the case. Finally, in Robbinsdale, look for construction to ramp up at the vacant TCF Bank building on West Broadway. The people behind Wort Brewing have finalized the purchase of the building to turn it into a tap room. Wort also has plans to tear down the building center section for patio seating. Coming up on 12 News Weekend, we meet Maple Grove's newest council member, plus removing the garage from garage sales, how an old form of decluttering is changing. And later, prep football practices start on Monday. We'll look at some of the changes for this fall. But first, sunshine and 80 degrees on Monday and Tuesday. A new face is now serving on the Maple Grove City Council. Judy Hansen is filling the seat vacated by Leanne Sargent. The council picked her out of 19 applicants. Hansen has lived in Maple Grove for 24 years and served on various city commissions and task forces, including the Citizens Long Range Planning Commission in the 1990s. She's currently the St. Paul Assistant City Attorney. Hansen believes Maple Grove is headed in the right direction.
I've always been interested in the parks and recreation, bike trails, making sure that the development that we have is good and that we have the infrastructure to support that. Of course, City of Maple Grove is very financially stable, and so I'm very interested in preserving that.
Hansen will fill the council seat for the remaining year and a half before she's up for re-election. If you like to find garage sale bargains but you don't like the hassle, then this next story is for you. This weekend in Money Savers, how selling and buying items has moved from the garage to social media.
Some of these books are ones that they don't read anymore. Hey, what's this?
When Courtney Nisnick cleaned out the bookcase, she didn't set the books aside and wait to host a garage sale.
Last summer I did a garage sale and I made a ton of money. I made like $600 at the garage sale, but it was a lot of work, a ton of work, and I still had a ton of stuff left over.
Instead, she posted the books in a garage sale on Facebook.
This is all I'm selling right now. It took me just a couple minutes to take a picture with my cell phone, post it on the web.
Minutes later, a buyer contacted Courtney to buy them.
It moves so fast, and to me it's just amazing that you can have something just done. And this is a post that I created so that people can go on here and list their garage sales.
Val Platt is one of the administrators of the 15,000-strong Maple Grove Plymouth garage sale site.
I think it's helping people to buy and sell things quickly and to make a little money too.
There are rules when you post something to sell.
Everything has to list the location and the price.
Posting a good picture always helps too. Then you decide with the buyer when and where you will meet up. You can also post if you are ISO in search of an item.
There's a lot of times where by the time the garage sale rolls around, a huge chunk of the items have already been sold on the site.
The secret to success seems to be staying connected to know when a deal goes through and being able to quickly respond if a deal doesn't.
The downfall to online garage sales is they say they're interested, they say they're going to come, and then it doesn't always happen.
If I'm looking for a bike.
But chances are, if you bump your post back up, you'll quickly find another buyer.
Most people are on Facebook almost every day. This is just very easy for them to look on this site as they're doing their thing on Facebook. So I think it's a win-win all around.
In Maple Grove, Shannon Slatton, 12 News.
Different sites also have rules for what you can and cannot post. Rules and guidelines are usually posted on the right side of the Facebook page. Still ahead, a MnDOT worker's unusual discovery along Highway 610. But first, a look at some of the new construction at Maple Grove High School and how it affects athletics there. That's coming up in sports with John Jacobson. John's here now with sports. Hard to believe, but the school year is almost here.
Right. You got to get those construction projects done at the schools. That's kind of the key thing right now. 2015-2016 school year is not too far off. As Jay Wilcox reports, athletes at Maple Grove High School see some big upgrades.
Though there's plenty of work to go, the finish line is in sight for a significant upgrade for Maple Grove's athletic facilities.
Everybody's working hard to get everything ready before fall sports start and before school starts. And right now we've got the main floor is down in our main gym. We're going to work on, hopefully they get that painted next week is the plan, and then we can be ready for our first volleyball game against Osseo September 1st. We've got our wrestling room, all that layout is done, as well as our new gym, our north gym floor is all done. That's all painted, that's ready to go.
New locker rooms, training facilities, and athletic offices are also part of the project.
I think everybody's going to benefit a lot. I think one thing that I immediately look at with what we're adding, a full gym, and we're adding a wrestling room. So our wrestling team automatically is going to benefit a lot because they're going to have a dedicated space for practice. This is going to give us one place for all of our basketball teams to practice, one place for all of our volleyball teams to practice. That also allows our gymnastics team to have our north gym as a dedicated space for our gymnastics team.
Ninth graders join the high school in all of District 279 this fall. So this project is part of a space-making issue with one unexpected twist.
That's as part of the plan. We needed to add some more space. We need to add some classrooms for ninth graders to come over. The coincidence comes in the fact that our gym flooded, and that's why we have a new main court. So having a new main court was not part of the original plan, as well as our north gym. Both those kind of hit with the flood last winter, and so those are getting done as part of that process. So
things are changing rapidly in the race to be ready for the school year at Maple Grove. Jay Wilcox, 12 Sports.
School begins September 8th, and as Lambert Brown mentioned, Maple Grove's first home volleyball match scheduled for Tuesday, September 1st against Osseo. Scheduling by conferences is out for high school football this season. Instead, district scheduling will be implemented as teams are now grouped geographically, with some consideration given to school size as well. 16 teams are in the West Metro District, meaning all of each team's opponents from the regular season will come from this pool of 16. The local teams in the West Metro are Champlin Park, Hopkins, Maple Grove, Osseo, Totino Grace, and Wayzata. Among the other 16 teams are Anoka, Eden Prairie, and Minnetonka. The 16-team suburban district features 4 area schools, including Armstrong and Cooper. The Hawks and Falcons play each other this fall for the first time in several years. Benilde St. Margaret's and Park Center also landed in the suburban district. Chaska, De La Salle, and Spring Lake Park among the other teams in that district. Smaller enrollment schools make up the 28-team Twin City District. Brooklyn Center plus Blake, Breck, and Providence Academy are all in the Twin City District. West Lutheran High School in Plymouth is in District 9 South with smaller southern Minnesota teams. The new U.S. Bank Stadium is still going up downtown, so for a second straight season, the Prep Bowl will be played outside at TCF Bank Stadium. And because the Gophers have home games the final 2 Saturdays in November, the Prep Bowl is moved up, scheduled for November 13th and 14th for the season only. That means practice starts this Monday for teams across the state in prep football, and it's an abbreviated practice schedule as well. Instead of nearly 3 weeks before the first games, this year there will be less than 2. Teams' first games will be played on Saturday the 22nd. One local coach we talked to recently said it's a big change for both players and coaches.
We've lost our scrimmage week, and that's a big change. I think, yep, they've changed fall camps to 2 practice, then 1 practice, 2 practice, then 1 practice, but the bigger change is we have a game in 2 weeks, and that's a major difference. And so we're trying to get our kids at least mentally ready so that when they get there, they can practice because they don't have a lot of time from game day.
That scrimmage week Coach Lombardi talked about usually comes after the second Saturday after practice begins. And with those scrimmages eliminated for this year, you can expect play to be a little more sloppy for the first games this year.
Oh, absolutely, because that first scrimmage usually looks pretty ugly. It's a pretty ragged thing, and then usually after the scrimmage you kind of, and then the first game looks pretty good, but we don't have that luxury this year. So it's that opening week we play Osseo, and they're two great teams, and Lammy does a great job, and I know there'll probably be a lot of ups and downs in it because there's going to be a lot of mistakes on each end. I guarantee it, because it's that first week. So we look forward to the challenge, but it is a definite challenge that we face.
Well, the first of our prep training camp reports early this coming week on 12 News. And so it begins another year.
I know, hit the ground running,
Right.
won't slow down.
Yes.
Thanks, John. Still ahead, the unusual find that's still waiting for an owner. See what a MnDOT worker found along Highway 610 when we come back. Welcome back. The side of a busy highway is generally not the cleanest place in the world. Trash and debris is usually what people see there. But as Delane Cleveland explains, a MnDOT employee recently found something unusual.
Highway 610 in Brooklyn Park sees its fair share of cars. One thing that's not very prevalent on this stretch of road is debris sitting on the shoulder. For that,
here's the trucks that we drive around in.
You can thank MnDOT's highway helpers.
Our main priority is clearing the lanes, get traffic moving.
Some of the trinkets on their lane clearing adventures have found a home outside their Richfield office.
That's just weird things that they found in the past that they throw out there, yeah.
Mike Howe is one of MnDOT's highway helpers, and he says when recovered items don't get placed outside, they're kept in the stock room for safekeeping.
That's a concrete blanket for some sort of insulation. It's been sitting here for a little while. The push lawnmower, that's been here for a little bit.
But one of Howe's more unusual discoveries came on Tuesday when he was driving along Highway 610 near the Mississippi River.
I was west on 610 near the river bridge. I was helping a stall, and I noticed something on the eastbound side a little bit further down the road. So it looked like it might have been in the lane or close to it, so I turned at the next intersection, came back to it.
What he found was a box that held a preserved wedding dress.
It's in pretty good condition for it being on the side of the road.
Since he found it, it's been sitting in this Richfield office.
Mentioned it to my girlfriend, and she made the comment that we have to find the person that lost this because it could mean everything to him.
Or he says it's possible the complete opposite could be true.
Maybe a bad marriage, you know, they threw it out the window when they were driving.
Whatever the case, this cherished, or maybe not so cherished, memory will stay in Richfield until its rightful owner comes forward.
Give us a call and we'd be happy to give it back to you.
In Richfield, Delane Cleveland, 12 News.
If the dress belongs to you or you have an idea of who it might belong to, you can call MnDOT at 612-725-2445. And John, I always knew they had a Hall of Fame somewhere for crazy things they found. Yeah, cool. You never know. That's all the time we have for now. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Have a great weekend. We'll see you again Monday starting at 4.